And finally, new rule, if you're still looking for a New Year's resolution, here's one. Get out of your media bubble. The most frustrating thing that happens to me whenever I'm off is people I run into want me to do my job, which I'm on vacation from, privately, in restaurants and at parties, and, well, the bathhouse is a separate situation, but look, I'm happy to share my opinions wherever, except for this. Everybody, left and right, is only half informed. So I'm constantly hearing, no, I didn't hear that part. News feeds, they're like high-priced fetish escorts. They understand their whole job is to give it to you just how you like it. So, to my Republican friends, you know this didn't have to happen. You know she wasn't trying to run the guy over. You know, I always do my part and admit when the left has gone off track. Yes, Biden let in too many immigrants. Yes, there are criminals among them, blah, blah, blah. But you never reciprocate and say, okay, this is where we went too far. It's just my team, fuck the truth. You're not intellectually honest, so stop asking me if I have the slightest interest in joining your side. I never did. You have no integrity. You went apeshit about the corruption of Hunter Biden, which in the liberal bubble didn't exist at all, although, yes, of course, it really did, but on such a smaller scale than what Trump is doing. Was it ridiculous that Hunter Biden got a job helping the Ukrainians look for natural gas? Of course. Especially since he was looking for it in hookers. But the Trumps are so far and away more corrupt than that. Don Jr. owns a nightclub in D.C., for Christ's sakes. Really, a private club called the Executive Branch, where people pay a membership fee of $500,000 because corruption now has valet parking. Tuesday nights, ladies bribed free. Scarface is there on Wednesdays. Look, in the old Watergate days, the refrain was, follow the money. Well, now the money's in crypto, so you can't. Originally, Trump hated crypto, said it was a scam. And then he remembered, I love scams. Hunter Biden made a few million. The Trump family has made at least $2 billion since he was elected as America's 47th and final president. And that can't all be from gold sneakers. It's not. It's from shady people, like crypto billionaire Justin Sun, who was being investigated for fraud by the SEC, but then he bought $75 million in World Liberty Financial, and the case went away. What, you ask, is World Liberty Financial? Well, it's the Trump's private company, wink, wink. And it sells crypto, that is monopoly money, to guys who wear tracksuits on yachts, who buy it with real money, which gives them a friend in the Oval Office who can do them favors when they commit crimes and pardon them when they get caught. Trump isn't draining the swamp, he's bottling it. Everyone these days says he wants to be a king. No, not a king. He's a prince from Nigeria. I see now why he doesn't want to leave office. The money's too good. Carolyn Levitt says, neither the president nor his family have ever engaged or will ever engage in conflicts of interest. And then her tiny cross pendant burst into flame. The Trump sons even launched a crypto mining operation, which Trump may not want to discuss while the Epstein scandal is ongoing, as he's very sensitive about any connection to minors. But yes, by all means, Fox News, please tell us more about the Biden crime family and nothing about how Trump once promised to put his business assets in a blind trust. Actually, that's what you gave him, blind trust. Speaking of which, now, let me tell you about the story that liberal algorithms locked out. Her name is Sia Weaver, and if you ask anyone in the blue sky bubble who that is, they'll look at you like a turkey looking up at the rain. But she's kind of important in New York, being Major Mamdani's chief of the Office to Protect Tenants, and since Mamdani's big issue is the rent's too damn high, yes, he stole this guy's act. It's a very key appointment in the most important city in the country, which is also our financial center. It matters that the mayor stands by, and so I assume stands with, someone who says things like, if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize private property, it's over. Seize private property. Home ownership is racist. Elect more communists. Private property, especially home ownership, is a weapon of white supremacy. Really? Even among the 20 million black Americans who own their own home? I mean, these are the kind of utterances I might forgive as something a dumb white girl said while she was at Bryn Mawr. Because it's the kind of privilege hating you can only learn for $95,000 a year. But these are statements made as an adult. Yes, for co-eds from elite private colleges, you're only a lesbian until graduation, but the communism lasts a lifetime. Democrats seem to be having this debate whether or not Mayor Mamdani is a socialist or a democratic socialist. Let me settle it. He's a straight-up communist. How do I know this? Well, I'm reading between the lines when one of his major advisors says, elect more communists. Which is fine. It's fine. It's a belief system. He's allowed to believe it, and people are allowed to vote for it. But if liberals deny it, like he's just going through a goth phase, they're going to lose more elections. This is not a communist country. And this is the pendulum never lands in the middle problem I'm always bitching about. Really, the choices we get here are either the worst version of crony capitalism or communism, either a side deal for the Trump family every time he does business overseas, or the lady who says, impoverish the white middle class. Oh yeah, there's a great campaign slogan for you. Honestly, as New York mayoral races go, I was less creeped out by Anthony Weiner's dick.